So the Utah Jazz thought they had the best chance at getting number 1 overall in this draft and landing Cooper Flagg, a franchise superstar that they've been waiting for since they traded away Donovan Mitchell. Nope, they've been like every other number 1 team in the lottery since they changed the lottery odds back in 2019. They fell, and they fell as far as they could to pick number 5. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I'm excited for this Jazz rebuild because I know that Jazz fans had to be a little bit upset from the draft lottery, right? Because you think you're going to get Cooper Flagg, or you're going to get Dylan Harper, and you drop to number 5. But hey, you could still get a good player with the 5th overall pick. Asar Thompson was the 5th overall pick. Darius Garland was the 5th overall pick. 5th overall picks can be good, they can be bad, but you got to make the right decision. And the Jazz right now, they've been rebuilding. They've been maybe not rebuilding the right way, but they traded away Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. It's going to be 3 off seasons ago now, and they don't really have their franchise guy. They didn't get Wemby, or it doesn't feel like they got a top guy in last year's draft, and they're not going to get a top 2 player this year, but we're going to try to build this team going forward. So right now, like, there's a lot of quantity, and I've been saying that about the Jazz young core. Not a lot of quality, but there's some quantity here that could become quality. Like Walker Kessler, I thought, kind of underrated defensively. I think Jazz fans know how good he was defensively this year at times, but I think to the national audience, because the Jazz were not playing in many important games this year, they don't really know that. So people may lowball Kessler in trade markets, and Danny Ainge, the reputation he has, he's not selling off Walker Kessler unless it's for a nice haul coming back. Kyle Filipowski showed some moments for the 32nd overall pick. John Collins played well this year as a stretch 5. When he was on the floor. Taylor Hendricks unfortunately got hurt in game 3 of the year in a gruesome injury. Cody Williams struggled in his rookie year, but hey, we can only go up from here. Bryce Sensabaugh had some nice stretches this year. Really good games against his like hometown teams in Florida, home state teams of the Magic and the Heat. Markkanen, big X factor, right? Because he's now getting paid a ton of money. He's no longer getting paid $18 million a year, and he just had his worst year in Utah out of the 3 so far. Do you want to pay him that money? I think we're going to still explore marketing trades this offseason because I don't think it's worth it for us to not be picking in the top 5 again in 2026. As our pick is also top 10 protected, that means Colin Sexton, who I think will have some trade value, we're going to target this offseason. Same with Jordan Clarkson, and Keontae George and Isaiah Collier do look like nice young pieces going forward, especially Collier. Well, I think George is probably better long-term, but Collier showed some nice playmaking potential in his rookie season. And a lot of people ask me like how I'm getting the right draft order and what draft classes that I use. The first thing here is I use Richie's draft class for 2025. It's really good and has a ton of real prospects as well. Here it is, Richie 2K, YouTube. And then I basically just download draft scenarios, or it's just me shared scenarios to get the right lottery. A lot of them are just listed as lottery. I'll download it, and they pretty much usually have the right draft order because I know Start Today has been just a mess with 2K as of late, and Will Hardy got a contract extension from the Utah Jazz. I do think he's the right man for the job. So I hope I mean, I'm not going to get my hopes up because this game does not really change much, but I hope they make the combine and the pre-draft workouts more important next year and just kind of overhaul scouting because it doesn't feel like it's much of a priority in 2K. And what they try to develop over the years. So we also have 2 first-round picks. We have one from the Cavs. We have one from the Wizards here. I feel like I should be getting a 3rd first-round pick, so I'm just going to double check that. Yeah, we should have Minnesota's pick there at 21, so I'm going to make sure I'm getting that back. But we may end up getting more draft capital because I do want to trade off some of the veterans. And if Collins opts in, he's getting traded. If he opts out, not a lot of teams have cap space, so I may look to trade him as well in a sign-in deal. Okay, I want to see if I can move Colin Sexton to Detroit for their top 3 protected first-rounder next year and their 2028 first-rounder, and they are going to agree to that. We're basically just taking the Sam Presti approach to things and just trying to accumulate as many draft picks as possible. And I want to also see if I can get a first-rounder from Denver for taking on Zeke Najee's contract for the next 3 years, Hunter Tyson, and I'm going to give you guys Jordan Clarkson. Would they do that? They're going to say no. What about if I throw in, I don't know, 2 second-rounders this year? Would we get that deal done? They would want 2029 first. I don't want to do that. And I really can't throw in anybody else. Okay, so 3 seconds just got me a future first. And I do have to eat into the Zeke Naji money, which is fine. And I know they definitely regret giving him that contract extension. So now I got to figure out, do I trade away Lowry Markkanen? But $46 million, who is trading for Lowry? Like, yeah, Philadelphia would probably offer us this. Paul George does have 3 years remaining because the last year is a player option. I get a first-round pick out of it. I don't really think that's worth it. So I'm going to hope that Markkanen can maybe build up some more value. We could try to trade him at the 2026 deadline, and if not, the 2027 offseason. Finally, Cooper Flagg goes number 1. Ace Bailey goes 2. So the Sixers are going to take Colin Murray Boyles at 3. Dylan Harper goes 4. So I don't think there's a really high chance that VJ Edgecombe is on the board at number 5, and I want to be somewhat realistic with these draft picks. I feel like Edgecombe will be a top 4 pick. So I'm targeting Tre Johnson for this selection, somebody that I think is a big-time shot maker coming from Texas, was an elite high school shooter, was an elite college shooter, one of the best mid-ranges in all of college basketball last year, and I think we're just now throwing another offensive talented player out there. Now, we already have Keontae George at the 2 spot, where I think Tre Johnson would be best. So I think for my mind next year, Collier at the 1, Tre Johnson at the 2, Keontae George as that combo guard as the 6th man. And since we have so much quantity right now, I'm going to trade away this Minnesota pick at 21 for the Sacramento Kings first rounder next year. Yeah, they offered us this. They want to get in the first round this year and be better next year, and they're willing to give me their unprotected first next year. I think that's something Sacramento may get desperate for this offseason, and they're going to take Ryan Nembhard out of Gonzaga. Okay, I feel like they could have got him in the second round. I loved watching Ryan Nembhard this year at Gonzaga, and he killed the Combine. He killed the G League Ignite Camp, got called up to the Combine, but at number 21, I don't know, man. Maybe they're trying to get just the next Andrew Nembhard. He's not that good, at least defensively. Now, I want to see if the Nets will take my second rounder at 18 in the second round and Jaden Springer for a first round pick. Okay, they're going to say yes to that. So I'm going to get back in the first round. Otega Owe goes there to the Thunder. Carter Bryant goes to the Nets there right ahead of us. And I'm going to take Yegor Demon, who did fall. I don't know if he's going to crack the rotation next year, maybe as like a backup point guard. We're going to keep the BYU kid in the state of Utah. He came over from Real Madrid in Russia last year. He obviously had a completely different environment playing at BYU. So the shooting numbers weren't great, but he has the size to be really something special in the NBA if he puts everything together. All right, so we are going to sign Tre Johnson. We are going to sign Yegor Demon. Team options. Okay, so Collins opts out. We're going to pick it up on Kessler, George, Sensabaugh, and Hendricks. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a sign and trade with John Collins. We'll see what teams are potentially interested. We also do have money if we wanted to go out and sign Josh Giddey, which we will not be doing. So John Collins is going to be signed and traded. I'm going to give him a very similar deal to what Kyle Kuzma got, just for one less year to appeal that trade value, and it's a descending contract as well. So it averages out to like $22 million a year, which I think we can find a market for. And I want to see if I can trade him to the LA Lakers. Hey, a rim running big that can space the floor. I'm also going to take on Gabe Vincent's 1 year remaining left on the deal, correct? 1 year, yep, left. Same with Maxi Kleba. And I'm going to ask for the Lakers 2028 first round pick. We already own their 2027 first. They're going to say no in this deal. I mean, do you have a little bit of money? I will offer you like Hunter Tyson. Sweeten the pot. There we go. So we just traded John Collins to the LA Lakers. This team is probably not going to be great next year. I just need some young guys to take some steps forward, and I also need Lowry Marketing to recoup some of the trade value. All right, so at play progression, Walker Kessler is our highest overall player. He is extension eligible this offseason. Everybody from the 2022 draft class is. All right, so before the season starts, I do want to see, can we re-sign Kessler? Let's do it. Honestly, I think we could start it at 30 mil a year, and it can descend over time. Similar to maybe like the Devin Vassell's contract extension with San Antonio. We could also re-sign Keontae George, but I mean, I'd be buying in early on that. I think I want to see what him and all the other guys from 2023 can do this year. I do need to release somebody before the season starts. That's just going to be, yeah, Maxi Kleba, who's on the last year of his deal. James Harden ended up signing a 1 year, $34 million deal with the Bulls. I don't know why the Clippers didn't want to bring him back. All right, so like I said, I want to do Collier at the 1, Tre Johnson at the 2. We could still run Marketing at the 3, but I think, I don't know if I want to end that experiment, and we could start Bryce Sensabaugh at the 3. All right, so I kind of have our roster figured out and what I want to do next year. I think Filipowski is going to get more playing time from Hendricks. I think Filipowski's rookie year was a lot better than Taylor Hendricks' rookie year, who had like a solid month of March, but hey, in March, anything can happen in the NBA. So it's going to be Collier, Johnson, Sensabaugh, Marketing, Kessler, with a bench of George, Filipowski, Cody Williams, who we don't want to give up on yet, Taylor Hendricks, and Yegor Demon. System proficiency under Will Hardy is just 2.5 star balanced. Our pick is top 10 protected from the Oklahoma City Thunder this year. 3 first round picks. We do have the Sacramento Kings unprotected first, Denver's unprotected first, and Detroit's top 3 protected first, along with our first round pick in the top 10. I don't think we're going to fall outside of that. Could be wrong, but I doubt it. But yeah, this is an extremely young team still. So we just started off the season 3-0. We beat Minnesota. Shout out to Tre Johnson dropping 21. We beat Golden State by 5. Kessler 19 and 18. And then we beat the Celtics by 8. Markkanen had 30. Collier had 24 and 13. Kessler just had 26 rebounds and 5 blocks. Are you kidding me? All right, so then, yeah, we're going to go on a 4-game losing streak. So now we are under 500, just like that. And I'm just hoping, yeah, Markkanen can keep that trade value up throughout the year. And yeah, at the deadline, we are 15 and 37. So I think it's pretty safe that we are going to get our first round pick this year. Isaiah Collier might be a little bit of a 2K thing, but he did struggle with this efficiency in real life. 29% from three, 35% from the field this year. Trey Johnson, 41% from three. And I do like Trey Johnson's playmaking ability. I do think he could be a solid passer at the NBA level. Markkanen, I mean, he's averaging 19.6 points. The efficiency is very similar to last year. Hopefully, it's just a strong second half. Double-double for Walker Kessler. Keontae George, what the oh my god, man. What a fall off with his efficiency. That's not a great look right now. Oh, man. Everybody's shooting like sub 40%, sub 30% out here in Utah. Not great. Not great at all. All right, so Wemby wins MVP. Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year. Giddey ended up with the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, you never know what can happen this offseason. He would be going to a division rival at the moment. We're not going to get any Utah Jazz on an All-NBA team. I'm pretty confident about that. Shout out to Jalen Johnson, making All-NBA third team. Breakout year for him. Walker Kessler, top 5 defender in the sport. 13 points, 12.5 rebounds, 2.9 blocks. Probably the best Utah Jazz this year. Trey Johnson, all-rookie first team. 46 from the field, 39 from 3, 86% from the free throw line. And then Diego Demon, also all-rookie second team as well. I mean, I don't think Isaiah Collier showed me much this year where I'm like, all right, he is our franchise point guard going forward. I mean, he did average 7.5 assists, but had a 48% true shooting. So I wonder if now he's more projected to be a backup point guard in the NBA. We are going to get our first round pick back. So we finished with tied of the third best record. So I guess we could fall pretty far in the draft, which would kind of stink. Somehow Memphis only won 22 games. That just doesn't make a lot of sense. I just don't think 2K is the biggest Memphis Grizzlies fans, I guess, going forward. Markkanen, I think, will still have some value this offseason as a stretch for it. And maybe playing in a more winning environment, it would be better for him going forward. And you got to pay him 1 year less on this current deal. We do see the Cavs and the Mavs make it to the NBA Finals. Evan Mobley versus Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis. AD just dropped 27 and 11 against Cleveland. Ends up getting Finals MVP. There goes LeBron. I'll override it. Sure, we can have LeBron kind of chill out for 1 more year. Harden, I'm going to override his retirement as well. Greg Popovich, no, he actually retired in real life. Sean Sweeney, who I think is interviewing for the Suns job, he just retired here. So let's go to the draft lottery. We are going to get our pick, top 10 protected. So I just had to get a second rounder to the Jazz down the line. Now look at that. The Kings did not make the playoffs this year. So we'll see what we end up getting from the lottery. Let's just skip to the lottery results. We end up with number 4 in a 3-person draft. That is not ideal. I don't know if OKC wants to stay at 2 and at 3, but that's brutal. So we're going to get the 4th pick. We're going to get the 10th pick. We're going to get Detroit's pick at 23. And then we're also going to get Denver's pick at 18. So Colin Sexton this year for the Detroit Pistons. I mean, probably not the best numbers in the world, but they gave up what so far? Like a mid-first round pick right now. And Jordan Clarkson in Denver also wasn't maybe the best. So good thing we sold high on some of those veterans. I'm going to give Will Hardy a 4-year extension like he got in real life. All right, so I'm going to see if the Chicago Bulls would be interested in trading away Lauri Markkanen. Well, they get Lauri Markkanen. I'm going to take on DeAnthony Melton's 1-year deal. I'm going to get, I think it was the 19th pick in this year's draft. And I get Portland's unprotected first next year. So they are not willing to do that. Okay, I think Markkanen's got like less value than I would hope for. So, I mean, out of all these guys, I'll give you Zeke Naji. Does that help get this deal done at all? I will ask for a different first rounder if it will not. So they would want to do a swap. Don't want to do that. I don't think it's worth it just to trade Markkanen for like just the 19th pick in this year's draft. So what about if I can get 19 and a future first? They're going to say no. They would want to do this swap. Okay, I'd rather do this because I think this pick could end up being better than this pick. Lauri Markkanen is going to the Chicago Bulls. So I have 5 first-round picks in this year's draft. This is where I could definitely consolidate. I kind of wanted to get AJ Dybantsa. I don't know if the Hornets would be willing to do some type of swap here. So I would give up 4. I would give up 10, probably give up 19 and 23. So those 4 first-round picks to go up to get number 1 and get AJ Dybantsa, who's also a BYU kid, and will have ties to Utah all year long. That's going to be enough. Okay, I just traded up for number 1. I think we should consolidate to get a guy, and that's going to be AJ Dybantsa. So we're going to have Trey Johnson at the 2, AJ at the 3. We're going to have Kessler at the 5, and I think everything else is up for grabs next year. Darren Peterson ends up going 2. Cameron Boozer goes 3, and Charlotte ends up with Koa Pete. And then with my other first-round pick, I ended up taking Malik Thomas, who I believe is going to UConn or Arkansas. Actually, it might be Arkansas, yeah. So we're going to pick up the team options on George, Collier, Sensabaugh, Hendricks, Cody Williams, Johnny Juzang, I will pick it up, but not Svi Mikhailiuk. So let's go here to qualifying offers where we don't have any right now. I do believe, yeah, we'd have at least like $50 million in cap space. Probably not going to go after anybody at the moment. I still kind of want to figure out what we got next year and who's going to step up moving forward. Maybe I can add another center. I don't really know if it's worth it to give big time money to anybody right now to just come off the bench. I mean, the idea of Tari Eason on this team is fun, but do I want to give him $24 million? Do I want to give Kuminga $22 million? I think I may just kind of simulate a couple days and see if some of these price tags go down. So yeah, we're going to renounce the rights on Kenyon Martin Jr., Svi Mikhailiuk, and Gabe Vincent. And like, we will have Walker Kessler's contract extension kicking in, but we just got off the marketing deal. So yeah, AJ will be making a lot as the number 1 pick, but Hendricks, George, Sensabaugh are all going to be looking for contract extensions next offseason. So yeah, I think I'm just going to sign Bol to a 1-year deal, Drew Eubanks to a 1-year deal, and Kevin Huerter to a 1-year deal. And we're going to just continue to build up this young core now with all the draft capital we got. I would have loved to have just had AJ Dybantsa and I could have kept all the other picks, but I had to consolidate just because we need a top guy and hopefully he could be that for us. So like last offseason, Keontae George wanted around $18 million and now that price tag is going up. Yeah, I would actually like to see you perform out there. Honestly, Taylor Hendricks, if I gave you a 4-year deal front loaded, would you accept that? I don't mind that whatsoever. That's a pretty cheap price tag for this year. So I do have to release somebody before the season starts. It's probably going to end up being Kevin Huerter, who I signed pretty late in the offseason. He was not going to play anyway. All right, so let's construct this 2027 lineup. I think we're still going to roll out Collier as the 1, Johnson at the 2, AJ at the 3. We're going to do Hendricks at the 4 and Kessler at the 5. So I think for the start of the year, the only like important player that's not going to be in the rotation is going to be Malik Thomas. It's going to be Collier, Johnson, and AJ on the wings, Hendricks at the 4, Kessler at the 5, with George, Filipowski, Sensabaugh, and Yegor Demon, as well as Cody Williams, all getting minutes off the bench. We are 3-star balanced. We do own our first-round pick at the end of the year. We start off the season with 2 wins, beating the Thunder and the Pelicans, which is kind of crazy. I feel like we should not be in that ballpark right now. Keontae George, hey, keep playing like that, man. You're going to get paid by us. And things are not getting much better here in 2028. I feel like if the Jazz are like the worst team in the NBA at the trade deadline for the next 2 years, like Danny Ainge might get let go. I don't know. Justin Zanuck going on over there. Will Hardy. I don't know. I feel like it would be a little disappointing after getting the number 1 overall pick here in the 2012. Like, I guess we traded up for it. And Trey Johnson has been taking strides here in year number 2. AJ, he's just 20 years old, so we got to be a little bit patient, and hopefully this team is going to be good going forward. Keontae George, we're probably not going to re-sign before the year ends. We're going to just see what his market is in restricted free agency, because Filipowski, he shoots 41% from 3, man, coming off the bench. Taylor Hendricks, fine numbers. Essentially, a 5-year, $50 million deal is great in the modern NBA. Isaiah Collier, good passer, man, but I just don't know if I can afford having somebody with that efficiency out there anymore. Bryce Sensabaugh, 39% from 3. Yegor Demon, 19% from 3, so I wouldn't say that's too good this year. I think I'm going to lower Collier's minutes tonight to like 20. I'm going to end up starting Keontae George. I'm going to get about 7 more minutes to Cody Williams out there. And let's just see how the rest of the season pays out. Hands out, that's what I'm trying to say. Can't speak. So just wanted to see contract extensions. Keontae George, $25 million a year. Let's just revisit it in the offseason. All right, so Wemby ends up winning MVP. We do get the Rookie of the Year in AJ Dybantsa, shot 30% from 30, but 81% from the free throw line. Dylan Harper ended up in Charlotte, 6th Man of the Year, coming off the bench behind LaMelo Ball. You probably could start on both, Charles Lee. So we don't get anybody on the first 2 teams. No surprise there. Luka is now in Brooklyn. Okay. Nobody on All-NBA 3rd team. Walker Kessler not on All-Defensive 1st team, but we do get him on All-Defensive 2nd team, where he's posting career highs and scoring 14.1 points per game this year, 55% from the field. AJ Dybantsa, All-Rookie 1st team. We will take that going forward. And the Utah Jazz, we're not very good this year. We will most likely have another top pick in this draft. We won 28 games. I would like for next year to be like signs of improvement going into the year. I think we're going to see a lot of current faces that we've known for the last 2 to 3 years maybe be shipped out this offseason. Toronto and OKC are in the 2027 NBA Finals. OKC ends up sweeping them as Shea put up a 42.4 game performance. There goes LeBron. Chris Paul went back to the Wizards. He got traded for Jordan Poole and then quickly traded, like I said, traded for Bradley Beal, then quickly traded for Jordan Poole. Kevin Durant and LeBron both played on the Lakers last year. That's pretty exciting. Russ, Harden, both retired as well this offseason. So yeah, loaded Hall of Fame class, loaded jersey retirements this offseason. Nobody in Utah. I don't even know who the next Jazz will be because I doubt they're going to retire Donovan Mitchell's jersey. Spent, 5-6 years there. They're not going to retire Rudy Gobert's jersey. Yeah, he did play there for almost a decade. I doubt it, though. So here's where we could get some luck. We have the Lakers' top 4 protected pick from the Russell Westbrook salary dump, so we hope that drops. Our pick at 3 and Chicago's pick at 11. Let's see what ends up moving up here. So we are going to actually just drop in everything. Oh my God, this was a crazy lottery. So I have 6, 7, 12, 23 via Cleveland. So Washington, Philly, and New Orleans, and potentially who was picked 4? Miami, or I guess Milwaukee, all jumped up into the lottery. So yeah, Milwaukee was bad. I guess Washington was bad. Miami, though, they went 37 and 45, and they ended up getting some luck there in the lottery. So we're still going to keep Will Hardy. And I want to make a notable trade to kick off the offseason. Darius Garland, who's entering the last year of his contract, $44.8 million. I want to see if I can trade for him. We've made big trades in the past, obviously the Cleveland Jazz, Donovan Mitchell trade. So I'm going to give them 3 first-round picks. I would like to hold on to at least one of the top 10 picks. So I'm going to offer them 6, 12, and 23 for Darius Garland. They're going to say no. I don't really have any players that I want to move right now, but I'd be open to moving Malik Thomas. So what I can give Cleveland is the swap best with us and them next year. For Darius Garland, the franchise point guard. Bang, there we go. I expect to be better next year, so even if they're still really good, I'm going to give them hopefully the 13th pick in the draft or something like that. But we get somebody that's a lot more efficient than Isaiah Collier, and I think could just be an even better playmaker for us. So we're going to keep the 6th overall pick. This could now make Isaiah Collier expendable as well if we wanted to move him this offseason. And I picked 7, not pick 6. The 3rd overall pick was just traded for Devin Booker. Okay. They took Cameron Holmes out of UNC. The Miami Heat are on the clock. They're going to take Hugo from France. Brandon McCoy goes to OKC. And Cleveland takes Dylan Mingo. And I'm going to take Elijah Williams here, a wing, with this pick. I don't know if I'm bringing back Bryce Sensabaugh this offseason. All right, so let's sign Elijah Williams. That also could make Cody Williams expendable as well. So Collier, Johnson, Filipowski, Cody, Demon, and Juzang, I'm going to pick up these offers on. Qualifying offers, Sensabaugh and George. We'll see what their market looks like and how it's going to look over time this offseason. And I'm going to offer Chicago this trade. We sent them Lauri Markkanen. I'm going to send them Isaiah Collier, Johnny Juzang, and a first-round pick next year for Matas Buzelis. I just want to double-check that Matas does not have an extension. There we go. So we're going to hopefully build that front court out with Walker Kessler and Buzelis going forward. This could make Filipowski expendable. This could make Taylor Hendricks expendable, but I'm excited about AJ and Matas moving forward. I'm also going to re-sign Bryce Sensabaugh, 3 years, $42 million. It's also a tradable contract if I wanted to go that route. And then I'm also going to be trading Taylor Hendricks and Cody Williams to the Golden State Warriors in exchange for Brandon Podziemski and a future first-round pick from Golden State, which now makes Keontae George like not a must to bring back. So I think we can work on a deal and then try to trade him. So right now it's going to be 3 years, 101, but I think I'm going to go in a different direction. And we are going to save a little bit of money long term. I'm going to trade him to the Phoenix Suns for AJ Mitchell, who's making basically half what he's making per year. You literally just... Hold on a second. Yeah, it's going to be this trade. I'm getting a second rounder in this deal as well. All right, so we got Kessler at the top, Garland there, who I do want to work on an extension with before the offseason is over. And then I want to see if I could reroute AJ Mitchell actually to Orlando for Wendell Carter Jr. and a future first-round pick. They would want to do a swap. That's fine. We could do that. And I get this Hugo guy. So we're going to do this trade. And I think it was better for us to get a backup 5. Will Garland re-sign right now? He will not, but we're going to monitor that throughout the year. And I'd like to give him over $150 million at the end of the year anyway. All right, so this is what we're going to rock with this year. It's going to be a 5-man bench of Pods, Filipowski, Carter, Demon, and Sensabaugh, but I wouldn't mind getting Williams or Malik Thomas in there. It's going to be Garland, Johnson, AJ, Buzelis, and Kessler in the starting 5. I think that's pretty good. 3.5 star balance. Like I said, I'd like to be at least a play-in tournament team this year. We started off the season 0-2. And for once, we are not the worst team at the deadline. We are actually the 7th seed. We are 500 on the year, 25-25. The Utah Jazz maybe are back. So our leading scorer is actually Darius Garland. I did not expect that. I thought he was going to average around like 16 points this year. 7.5 assists though. 49, 43, 94 splits. There's Trey Johnson, who's just been a very efficient scorer since he's been drafted by us. There's AJ Dybantsa, taking strides in year number 2. I think Matas is also taking some strides, 38% from 3, having the best year of his career. Walker Kessler, about 12 points, 11.5 rebounds. Filipowski shooting 39 from 3. Pods is shooting 35 from 3 under a nice contract. Even Sensabaugh has been pretty good for us this year. And Demon has taken kind of some strides moving forward right now. I don't think I'm going to make any trades at the deadline. We actually may have some tough decisions to make in the offseason, or I meant really the playoffs with how the rotation is going to look. I'm going to give Darius Garland a 4-year extension. We're going to be an expensive team soon because Kessler's getting paid, Garland's about to get paid, and then I got to pay Trey Johnson next year. All right, so MVP is Wemby. Tyron Stokes is your rookie of the year. Darren Peterson, 6-man. Depoy is Wemby, so I guess we're never going to get Walker Kessler. We were close. I mean, All-NBA first team. I was going to make us close. And Utah, not a big free agency destination, so we're not going out and signing Giannis or Luka like they did to New York or Brooklyn and Los Angeles. Cooper Flag, All-NBA second team. No Utah Jazz on All-NBA third team. Walker Kessler's been a top 10 defender every single year, so that's something I just don't want to give up, and I don't think we need to trade away. Finally, we make the play-in tournament. We are the 7th seed. The Cavs do have a swap best, so yeah, they still won 53 games without Darius Garland, and they got a much cheaper option there with Dylan Mingo. And how do I want to trim down this rotation for the playoffs? Because, like, Trey, I think, needs to play more. Same with Dybantsa, Garland. Like, I think they should get high 30s per game. Buzelis was a good 4. Kessler's a good 5. Sensabaugh would feel like the guy that's out, or I guess it would be probably Yegor. Like, I don't need to play Yegor right now, even though I think he could be a good backup point guard for us moving forward. So I'm going to go about 13 to Carter Jr. and Sensabaugh. We can do about 24 to Pods is fine. I would like to go 30 to Buzelis, 36 to AJ, 36 to Trey, and let's go with 38 to Darius Garland. We're taking on the Denver Nuggets here in the first leg of the play-in. Can we pull off the upset? A Denver team that I think could be in the market for a big move this offseason. Could they be like a sneaky Kevin Durant team? We'll see. Oh, man, we doubled their point total in the first quarter. That is insane. Oh, my God, we are going to blow them out, and we are going to be the 7th seed. 144 points. Trey Johnson, welcome to the play-in tournament. Okay, 47 points. I did not think you were going to give me that, but I'll take it. We avoid Wemby. And we're taking on the Pelicans. Okay, they have Devin Booker. That is pretty sick, I can't lie. Devin Booker, VJ Edgecombe, Trey Murphy, Zion, Misi, Okay, this team is stacked. I don't think we're beating them, but hey, if we win a game, I'll be happy. They beat us by 11 in game 1. Garland with 35. Pods with 23. Game number 2 is going to go to New Orleans, 136-99. AJ had 18. Walker had 18. 6 of 20 from the field for Trey Johnson. All right, maybe he's a playing tournament merchant. We go down 3-0. AJ had 28, but you know what? The fact that he's putting up 28 in a playoff game is impressive. We don't even get a playoff win. I was hoping we were going to win a game there. We do not. Garland was fine. AJ was fine. Trey, I guess he put out all his work in the play-in tournament because then he shoots 32% from the field in those 4 games. Zion is your Western Conference Finals MVP and Scotty Barnes in the East. So the Raptors back-to-back finals. I think they got swept last year and they lose in 5 this year, unfortunately. Devin Booker is your Finals MVP. What a pickup by New Orleans. That's kind of sick. I can't lie. So Jimmy played with Giannis in Los Angeles, but they didn't go far in the playoffs. All right, so the Utah Jazz are not picking in the top 10 for the first time in a while. We are going to get the LA Lakers pick there at number 20. I think that's from the John Collins trade. I could be wrong. So we're going to have the 20th pick in this draft. I think we have that swap with Cleveland, or Cleveland's got the 18th pick. We are going to get, no, I think that's it actually. So yeah, we're just gonna have the 20th pick in this draft. All right, so we're becoming a very expensive team. I'm gonna trade away Bryce Sensabaugh. It worked out for Ochai Agbaji. They're gonna take Bryce Sensabaugh in Toronto. I'm getting Daniel Jacobson, who was supposed to be the ED 2.0, still can be at Purdue, and I'm gonna get Toronto's 2031st. And then I took a shooting guard out of Minnesota, Jason McGee. We can call him the son of JaVale McGee. So I'm gonna pick up the team options on everybody. I'm going to decline it on Wendell Carter Jr., but I'm going to see if we can work on an extension with him this offseason. We have some other tough decisions to make. Hugo Fajardo looks pretty good. We got him last year in a trade, but I don't really think he's going to have time in the rotation. Yeah, I'm going to get Wendell Carter Jr. back for a much cheaper price. We also still have a $14 million trade exception from the Keontae George deal. Probably not going to capitalize on that. And then I'm going to re-sign Montes Buzelis, 4 years, $92 million. And then we are also going to sign Filipowski, 3 years, $55 million. Hugo comes back on the QO. Walker Kessler is our highest overall player, followed by AJ Dybantsa, Garland there. Trey Johnson's up to an 86. All right, so to figure out the rotation this year, like I want to go, I think 16 to Demon. Like I think I'm not going to even play the starters. Like Garland might just get 30 regular season minutes tonight or 31. We're going to try to pull a page out of the Cavs book this year. Buzelis, I'd like to go 32. Kessler 30. Like Pods, you're probably going to get like 22 minutes a night. Filipowski is going to get like 18 because I want to get some of these guys in there. Like I want to try to play Elijah Williams and I want to play Malik Thomas, who these guys have kind of struggled to get some playing time over the years. So hopefully we could just be a really good regular season team this year. And I'm making a blockbuster trade here at the trade deadline. I'm trading away Montes Buzelis, who's good. And I'm trading Elijah Williams, who I think will be good one day. Golden State's first rounder in the Pods trade this year, and then Chicago's first rounder next year. I get Jonathan Mobo in this deal. He's been good this year. I don't know if he's going to crack our rotation, though. But I'm getting Jalen Johnson, who was once an All-NBA third-team guy, and I think it's a perfect buy low guy that can maybe help us win a title this year, because I think we can get there. We can go a couple more minutes to, like, Malik Thomas. And yeah, Jalen Johnson's going to play at least, like, 30 minutes right now. I think like Mogbo can get a little bit of playing time. We'll see how he's going to perform with it. But yeah, Pods, Filipowski, Demon, Carter, Thomas, and Mogbo coming off the bench. And then Jalen Johnson. I mean, this is a super athletic 4 around Garland, which I think is huge for us. All right, so Wemby ends up winning MVP this year. So, I mean, the Western Conference is going to be tough. There's no Essengate balling out in Chicago. We've made a couple deals with them throughout this video. We do get AJ Dybantsa, All-NBA second team here in year number 3, the year 3 breakout. 49, 41, 90 splits there. We do get Walker Kessler as a top 10 defender yet again. And we finished the year with our highest seeding yet in this video. We are the 5 seed. We end up going 52-30. Ended the season on a 5-game winning streak. Wow, everybody like ended the season on a winning streak here in the West. We would have had the second best point differential over if we were in the Eastern Conference, but I do think as we play more minutes to our starting 5, we're going to look good. I think we're going to look good here for the playoffs. So yeah, like Malik Thomas, I mean, wasn't great this year. I don't think I'm going to play Mogbo for the playoffs. Wendell Carter Jr. is going to get like 10 minutes a night. Yegor is going to get like 14 a night. Filipowski, 18 is fine. I want to go 33 to Kessler, 33 to Johnson, 37 to AJ, 37 to Tre. We can go 36 to Garland. We're taking on Golden State in round number 1. Pods versus his former team. I don't know. Oh, yeah, they do have Taylor Hendricks, though. That's who we gave them. Game number 1 goes to Golden State. Okay, so we are 0-5 in the playoffs so far in this video. Game number 2 goes to Golden State. All right, we haven't won a playoff game. Oh, that's brutal. Game 3, finally, we get a playoff win. AJ and Tre combined for 72 points, excuse me. And we win game 4. Let's go. Garland drops 30. Kessler with 21 and 12. Can we win 3 in a row? Yes, we can. Okay, let's go. We are up 3-2. Tre with 30. And then AJ, Kessler, and Garland. Everybody stepped up in the starting 5. We're going to a game 7. They blow us out in game 6. I feel like we could beat them, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. We're on the road, too, against Steph. We have no game 7 experience. Anybody on this team, I guess, outside of Pods. We're up by 9. Can we hold off and hold on to this lead in the 4th? We're up by 8 with 4.5 to go. We're up by 11, and we're going to win game 7, 128-114. Garland and AJ combined for 40, and we're advancing to take on the San Antonio Spurs. And this is going to be a really tough matchup. We did have 3 guys score in the 20s there in round number 1. Jalen Johnson did struggle. Game 1 goes to Utah. Whoa, okay. I mean, we're going up against... They have Chet Holmgren? Oh my god, Ace Bailey, Chet. Oh my god, how? Is Chet making the minimum? Or did they... I don't think they traded for Chet, unless they traded for him on draft night. I don't know how they pulled that off. They must have. We won game 2, though, by 5. Oh my god, AJ dropped 25, Garland with 21. Don't lose them both in a row. Okay, it's a brand new series. I had a feeling that was going to happen. No, don't lose 4 in a row. Oh my god, why did you tease me like that, 2K? It's going through my mind that I think we're going to beat them. And then we just end up losing 4 in a row. I mean, Garland was great. AJ was fine. Tre Johnson has been too hit or miss so far in the playoffs. The Lakers beat them in the conference finals? What? How did this team win? John Collins made it to an NBA finals before us. Raptors and the Lakers. The Raptors have lost 2 in a row. Is it going to be 3 in a row? Nope. Or yeah, it is 3 in a row. They ended up losing in 5. RJ Barrett is your finals MVP. That is brutal. There goes Steph, Drummond, Kawhi, Gobert. They end up retiring. Damian Lillard goes to the Hall of Fame as well. All right, I took Sheldon McMillan here, 22nd overall out of G-Tech. I tried to trade for number 1 for Terry Hayes, but I was like, you know what? I still want to give, I think, Jalen Johnson another year here. He is going to be a free agent at the end of next year's season. And I already brought back Tre Johnson. I'm going to bring back Yegor Demon as well. 4 years, $69 million. I mean, this team... It's got 490 overalls. It could have 5 at the end of the year. And I'm going to be trading Jonathan Mogbo and Wendell Carter Jr. for Kaman Maluwach, who is going to be our backup center. He has kind of been a bust so far in the NBA, but it'll be better that he's going to be a backup. And let's see if AJ could be the number 1 on a team that goes far in the playoffs. I thought that, I mean, like, we made it to round 2 last year. We were up 2-0, and then we lost 4 games in a row. All right, so I don't even know if Malik Thomas is going to get playing time this year. Maybe Jacobson will, but I think I'd rather just go Kaman Maluwach, Yegor Demon off the bench, Kyle Filipowski, who's like one of the few OGs here. Brandon Pajemski is going to be the 6th man. We're going to go 32 to Kessler, Jalen Johnson, 35 to AJ, 35 to Tre. And I got to get like 5 more minutes at least out there to Darius Garland. All right, so Cooper Flag just averaged 32.9 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists, and just won MVP. That's maybe the most insane numbers I've ever seen him put up. There's Elijah Williams, who obviously in a large opportunity was going to have solid numbers. As we got AJ Dybantsa on All-NBA first team, 24 points, 8.2 rebounds, 6.3 assists. I was hoping that we were going to get Trey Johnson on an All-NBA team, because I'll get to his numbers. They're pretty good. And there's AJ Dybantsa on All-NBA first team. So here we are as the 3 seed in the playoffs. Trey Johnson's numbers, let's see. He averaged 22.4 points this year, a career high, 5.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 50, 41, 96 splits. Darius Garland, 7.8 assists. I'm hoping this can be the year for us. I can't be like fully guaranteed just because of how tough the Western Conference is. And we're taking on the Lakers in round number 1, who made it to the NBA Finals last year. Like, this is a team we probably should beat, but you never know. And we are up 3-0. Okay, we sweep them in round number 1. Good start, but hey, we would have to go through the Spurs, and you're going to have to go through the Thunder or the Pelicans, and just the conference finals alone. Let's see if we can go on a run. I mean, AJ Dybantsa is turning into a top 10 player in the NBA. Jalen Johnson shot 38% from the field. We have a ton of guys that are free agents at the end of the year. They still have Chet. This team is sick. This team is absolutely insane. I mean, the bench is all right, but you got Wemby, you got Chet in that front court. They win game 1. We win game 2. We win game 3. Okay, we're up 3-1. Do not blow a 3-1 lead. Let's go. Oh my God. Shades of last year. Just a team going on a 4-game winning streak. So they win by 17. We win by 2. AJ had 35. Win by 12. AJ had 26. Win by 10. And then we won by 1. Wow. AJ had 41 points. That is insane. And we are going up against the Pelicans here in the conference finals, led by Devin Booker, Zion Williamson. They've developed Yves Missi. It's a really good team down there in New Orleans. We lose game 1. We win game 2. We lose game 3. Don't go down 3-1, please. Oh, that's just gut-wrenching. I don't know if I should just change up the rotation. I mean, AJ's averaging 18.8 points. Garland can't hit a shot. Johnson can't hit a shot. Trey Johnson's been pretty efficient, and we're going to lose in 5. That sucks. That sucks. We lost by 4. All right, at least we're getting better and better each year. And yeah, we got the Nets and the Pelicans end up sweeping them. I think the Eastern Conference has lost like every single year of this rebuild so far. And I think we're going to move on from Will Hardy. I think... we just went to the conference finals. Now, maybe I should keep him. And yeah, we are going to sign Will Hardy. So we did have 2 first-round picks. I took Stacey Kane at 23 and Sheldon Washington Jr. at 27. The number 1 overall pick does not look that good. It looks like Minnesota maybe made a bad choice. And Jalen Johnson wants $53 million a year. Oh my God, I don't know about that, because I'm just about to give Walker Kessler like $40 million a year. He's an OG. He's been a top 10 defender every year. I can't let him leave. So I'm going to give Jalen Johnson 3 years, $143 million. I just can't commit to another year after that. I think we may have to let Pods leave, and Yegor Demon might have a bigger role next year, because I'm going to give AJ Dybantsa $214 million. I mean, on the last day of free agency, can I snag him back just on a 1-year deal? Okay, no, I can't even afford him on that. That sucks. So yeah, he's probably gone. We'll get Malik Thomas back on the QO. Nope, I actually think I wasn't even able to bring back Malik Thomas. Great. So yeah, Daniel Jacobson might have a larger role next year. We might need to make a trade. So I think we're going to let Daniel Jacobson play more this year. I'm going to trade Kaman Maluach for a wing. And he's not like a full-on wing, but I'm going to trade Kaman and Jason McGee to OKC for Cason Wallace and their first-round pick in 2032. Cason Wallace immediately becomes like my best defender off the bench. All right, so Cooper Flag ended up winning MVP again, and yeah, those numbers are insane. I thought AJ was going to get it. He averaged 29.7 points, 8.9 rebounds, 6.7 assists. He had to be very close to winning that award. Derek Queen was your 6th man of the year. Cooper Flag took home Depoy and Clutch Player of the Year. So Dybantsa ends up on All-NBA first team. Walker Kessler still a top 10 defender in the sport. Basically, Rudy Gobert 2.0. Man, we're the 4 seed this year. We just never really cracked that. I mean, like, we had the 2nd best point differential, but still, I don't know if the Trey Johnson, Darius Garland backcourt needs to be broken up. Like, Jalen Johnson's been like a really good 3rd shot creator for us. Garland's averaging 7.7 assists. Kessler's really good. We got some defense. We got some rebounding off the bench. Filipowski has been honestly solid for the most part here. I think Jacobson can get like 10 minutes. We're going to go 17 to Wallace, Demon, and Filipowski. 3 more minutes to play with. I think we just go like 39 to AJ, 35 to Garland. We're taking on Cooper Flag and the Mavericks in round number 1. I mean, there's a chance we lose in round number 1, which would be a shame. It's just the gauntlet you got to go through here in the Western Conference. We're down 2-1, tied 2-2, up 3-2. Can we win? Bang, there we go. So we take down the MVP in round 1. AJ Dybantsa averaged 35.8 points, but now I got to take on the Spurs. Do they still have Chet? How, man? How can they afford all of this? That's so good. I mean, we beat them last year, right? And we beat them this year. Oh my God, we went in 5. It's exactly how we won last year. AJ drops 34.4. But now we're taking on the Pelicans, the team that beat us last year, I think in 5. So let's see what happens here. We lose game 1, win game 2, lose game 3, win game 4. Can we win game 5, please? Damn it, don't lose in 6. I'm going to lose my mind. Oh my god, another playoff series loss. Oh, what year was this? 2031. Oh my god, and the Pelicans swept the Raptors. Man, the Raptors have lost like 4 NBA Finals in this video. Yeah, the Pelicans have won 3 to the last 4. I guess I gotta make a major move. All right, so we're seeing Anthony Davis retire, Aaron Gordon retires, Randall Levine, Sabonis, Ty Jerome, Brandon Clark as well. We're going into the 2032 season. I'm debating still if I want to change up the roster this offseason. Do I want to move Jalen Johnson? Do I want to move Darius Garland for maybe somebody a little bit younger? Either way, I drafted Cam Leonard with the 25th pick. Marty Henry looks pretty good with the 27th pick out of Oklahoma State. And then we had a couple second rounders. Pick up McMillan there on the team option. Daniel Jacobson is a free agent. I can't see him getting a big deal out there, so we're going to bring him back. Filipowski, I'd like to bring back on a... 4-year deal is fine if I can afford him. Same with Kaysen Wallace as well. Can I afford Kaysen, please? Can I sign both of them? Let's go. Because, yeah, I can't sign Daniel Jacobson right now just because we have no money. But I'm going to be making a trade with the Toronto Raptors. We're going to save a little bit of money with this deal. I'm going to be sending them Darius Garland, 31-year-old, all-star level point guard. I'm getting Jeremiah Fears, who's in this NBA draft, averaged 7.2 assists last year with the Raptors. And, yeah, now we're going to have Jeremiah Fears, Trey Johnson, and Yegor Demon, all from the 2025 draft class. And yeah, we're going to get Daniel Jacobson back on the QO. Here's the team going into the 2032 season. We'll see what's going to happen. I'm not going to get my hopes up again just because I feel like I have for the last 3 to 4 years and we haven't won it all yet. And AJ Dybantsa wins the 2032 MVP award. Cooper Flag is your depoy this year. Bang, Will Hardy, Coach of the Year, 68 and 14. Honestly impressed with myself that I kept Will Hardy throughout all of this. I feel like at one point I would have fired him. And honestly, if we don't go far this year, probably going to fire him. This Romanian big man in Portland looks pretty good. I think for the first time in a while, Walker Kessler was not on an all-defensive team. And at least I avoid San Antonio, but I got to take on Portland in round number 1. That is Scoot, Dyson Daniels, this Romanian center, with, just Bam and Donovan Clingan and Jaren Jackson Jr., Denny Avdia over there. What is the Western Conference? I may relocate us to the Eastern Conference, honestly, just because of how insane the West is. So we played a lot of guys throughout the regular season. Jacobson and Filipowski going to come off the bench for the playoffs. Yegor is going to come off the bench. Kaysen come off the bench. That's pretty much what we expected. Let's go 31 to Kessler, 33 to Johnson, 38 to AJ, 35 to Trey Johnson, 32 to Jeremiah Fears. Don't lose in round number 1. Division rival, let's see. All right, we sweep them. I thought that was a pretty good team, but we're now going to have to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay, AJ Dybantsa averaged 42 points in those 4 games. Did he have any 50 pieces in that game or in that series? He had a 36. He had a 49, a 46, and a 39. So now we're going to take on the OKC Thunder, who still have a pretty good team. Brandon McCoy, Kamal Maliwatch, Cameron Boozer, Malachi Branham. Can we make it to the conference finals? Yes, we can. We are going to win in 5. And now we're taking on a new team that we haven't really played yet, and that's going to be the LA Clippers, led by Thomas Harper, Bilal Coulibaly, Mustafa Diop, Gabe Dawkins. Okay, honestly, good team, respectable team. We should beat them and go to the NBA Finals. Oh my God. Jeez, man, we won in 7. AJ and LaMelo are your conference finals MVPs. Wow. The team that I think is going to be the worst we play gives us the toughest test. Trey Johnson, 32% from the field. All right, we're taking on Charlotte, led by LaMelo. Carmelo's son, that's kind of cool. Kareem Lopez, Santi Aldama, Ernest Parks. So they have Chidi Waba coming off the bench out of BC, but they have Dylan Harper coming off the bench as well. We win game 1, 151-138. AJ drops 49. We lose game 2 by 5. I don't know if I should trim the rotation or lower some minutes. We lose game 3 by 1. Are you kidding me? We can't close out games. I don't know what it is, but we lose way too many close games. We do win game 4. We blow them out by 25. AJ just dropped 53. Yeah, like him and Trey Johnson, just, a casual 92 points combined between the two. We go up 3-2. Oh my God, a 52-point fourth quarter, 68 combined. Please win game 6. Thank God. Oh my God. So many seasons for this Jazz rebuild. AJ Dybantsa, 2032 Finals MVP, 36.8 points, 7 rebounds, 8.7 assists. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. The Utah Jazz got it done. How many years into this? And that's going to be for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, I would appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you guys think the Jazz should do this offseason. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.